What's good, YouTube? SlimTv here to put in a cent or two on this new topic. Recently, the rapper TakeOff has been murdered. He was a part of the Migos trio, and you know, I don't listen to a lot of rap, guys. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I've heard of the Migos. I have listened to a couple of their songs, like that one song, Stir Fry, and all the main ones like Bad and Bougie, Walk It Like I Talk It. But it's sad to see another black man go down for what it seems like to be no apparent reason. It seems like a lot of these rappers have been getting shot and killed. Some, for just trying to help the community or just being out in the community, like Nipsey Hussle or PNB Rock, and then others, for actually being involved in gang violence, like King Von. But regardless of the fact, none of these people deserved death. None of them. And like I said, it sucks to see yet again another death of a black person caused by the black community. It sucks. But without further ado, let's get into this video.
A young guy has lost his life in a situation that he really wasn't involved in. It's kind of crazy to accept it.
For fans of hip-hop, this nightmare is stuck on a broken record.
I heard gunshots and people screaming.
TakeOff, a beloved entertainer shot dead early Tuesday morning after a party in Houston.
There was a large group of people who gathered at the front door area just outside of the building, and it led to an argument where the shooting took place from the disagreement.
All right, so guys, I actually have, some screenshots taken of a text that basically just describes the disagreement. So I'm going to read it to you guys. So Quavo, one of the Migos, was shooting dice and he was getting his pockets broke off bad. So dude had an attitude and he tried getting aggressive with the wrong mob. And dude got on his butt. Then somebody they was with jumped up. And that's when everybody bunched up. Then shots just started ringing. But they were coming from somebody Migos was with. He was shooting wild and hit TakeOff on accident. And the other dudes started shooting back. And I think he got hit again. But ultimately, his own dude killed him. Because when he got hit the first time, I seen his body just drop. Wow. Wow. See, guys, in one of my videos, it said choose your friends wisely. Now, obviously, I don't know if Quavo was this guy's friend or if TakeOff was this guy's friend who shot. But guys, we have to move a certain way in this day and age, guys. We can't just go out with anybody, dude. We can't. I mean, especially the Migos. I mean, these guys are celebrities. So even though I don't believe that anybody is above anybody else, you still have to move a certain way when you get to a higher status in life. You can't just move willy-nilly, man. Man, this sucks. But yeah, ultimately his own dude killed him because when he got hit the first time, I seen his body drop. Quavo was plexed up over some small stuff. It really wasn't worth it. TakeOff was the coolest, quietest dude in the room the whole time. Man, a guy who was just out in public trying to chill with his friends. Do I agree with gambling and dice games? Absolutely not. I don't. But there used to be a time, where people would just, if there was a disagreement, I'd rather them have a big fist fight. I'd rather TakeOff go home with a black eye and a busted nose than to not go home at all. You know what I'm saying? And we got a rich dude, Quavo, getting mad about some money that he could probably make back in an instant. Man, this sucks. Man, Quavo can make that money back in an instant, and he's getting mad about it. And then, dudes just started shooting because, I don't even, I'm trying to, why did they even start shooting in the first place, right? So I'm about to reread some of this. Dude had an attitude, and he started getting aggressive with the wrong mob. And then somebody that they was with jumped up, and that's when everyone bunched up and then shot. Okay, so it looks like people just, words were obviously said, right, during the dice game. Someone got in their feelings and decided to start shooting. Man, so sad, man. TakeOff was the coolest, quietest dude in the room. He was just saying, he wasn't saying a word, just chilling in the cut. He didn't even know what was going on. And he jumped up and got shot out of nowhere. Houston for sure about to be a no-fly zone because mob's supposed to be protecting these artists. Man, I know what to say, but at the same time, it's like, bruh. Like, none of this was TakeOff's fault. But, let's just keep watching the video.
During the chaos, gunfire broke out.
A lot of the people that were there fled the scene and did not stick around to give a statement.
Rumors swirled. The 28-year-old rapper was dead.
28 years old. 7 years older than me. Dead because of a dang dice game, bro. Is this how emotional people in the black community are? We're so emotional to the point where if even one thing doesn't go our way, we want any excuse to just pull out our gun. It's not necessary. This emotional nonsense has got to stop. This is part of the problem as to why, people particularly in the black community are getting shot. We get too emotional. Instead of trying to handle things logically, instead of talking it out, or if it comes to it, throwing a fist or two, we want to shoot a gun.
Seen here performing just days ago in New Orleans, he was a member of the rap trio Migos, whose 2013 breakout single Versace
I love it, Versace, the top of my eye.
catapulted them to the national stage.
Multiple Houston promoters are claiming that they allegedly saw TakeOff get shot and killed.
As the news broke, stunned Breakfast Club radio hosts reporting early details.
28 years old. The brother didn't even get to see 30.
Hours later, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner confirming the tragic news.
Once officers arrived, they came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kersnick Ball, better known as TakeOff.
This was somebody's family member. This was somebody's cousin. I actually just met him. I have a picture. This is the picture, if y'all can get that. Real nice guy.
Mark my word and mark it. This great city, with our great citizens, with our police department, we will find who's responsible for it.
In a sad twist, TakeOff's new music video, Messy, a collab with Quavo, was released just hours before the deadly shooting.
Don't let that bro in, cause she too messy.
His own words now seem haunting. This Revolt interview posting just days ago.
I mean, time to give me my flowers, you know what I mean? I don't want them later on when I ain't here.
On social media, an outpouring of grief from celebrities like Migos collaborator Gucci Mane, singer Kelly Rowland, and actor Marlon Wayans, writing, "There's no jewelry, no cash, no argument or disagreement."
Man, my thing is like, all these celebrities can, come out and say something, right? When somebody dies, but what are we doing beforehand to actually, put a stop to this? How many black, creators, famous individuals are coming out to speak against what the real problem is in this community, in the black community, right? And I'm talking about the black community because this has happened over and over and over again. How long is it going to take for someone of note to step up and call out the nonsense that we're on right now? I mean, yeah, I'm stepping out on YouTube and calling out the nonsense, but I'm not getting that many views right now. I mean, we need somebody that can get a lot of people's attention. Because, man, this just ain't cool.
Worth a life. My heart is broken for this man's family. In the last several years, a shocking number of popular rap artists have been killed by gun violence.
Just the past few years, you go from XXX, Nipsey Hussle, King Von, Pop Smoke, Young Dolph, Trouble, P&B Rock, Takeoff. Like, it makes me shake.
I'm watching you shake.
You know, because it's like, we shouldn't be used to this.
And when you hear one of these tragedies happening again, and I'm sure another will happen by the time that we talk next, what goes through your head? I mean, are rappers...
I mean, dang, bro. I mean, that's not funny, but it's crazy how this dude just kind of comes out and says, I'm sure another one's going to happen soon. Like, he's just, like, desensitized to it. Y'all catch that? One of the reasons I think that this just keeps happening is because, you know, in our community, we have this culture of rap, right? In every rap song, they talking about money, jewelry, stealing someone's girl, or having sex with a chick, or death. Do those 4 or 5 things I just listed sound like a recipe for life? We're confused about, you know, why this is happening, but people still seem to fail to understand that our words have power, especially in the music form. Especially in the music form. When you put words into music, they're 10 times more powerful than just speaking, you know, like how I'm speaking now. Because when you do that, it speaks to people's soul. That's why people love music. But yeah, when you constantly are flooding the airways with music about sex and death and all this other stuff, you're only going to get a bad outcome. Now, am I saying that sex is a bad thing? No. Is having jewelry and nice cars a bad thing? No. But on repeat, over and over and over, too much of anything is a bad thing. The black community, especially, well, every community needs to understand that you get what you give. So if we as a whole are putting out music about death, what do you think we're going to get? I mean, a lot of people have 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, shoot, even 12-year-olds sitting in the car while they listening to music about how someone about to pull up on the ops and shoot. But hey, I'd probably be considered some type of coon for speaking out on this. Because people don't want to hear the truth. They just want to live in their little fantasy world where everything is all good and I can listen to whatever I want 24/7 and not have any consequences.
Going extinct?
The rap music industry is like an endangered species right now. People are going to assume that it was gang violence or whatever, and it might be something else.
Right.
It might have been just a dispute and not that, or it might be a personal beef. But there's some other things that are going to come out very shortly, and I think in the next day or two, that people are going to be surprised to find out.
TakeOff started his music career as a teenager in North Atlanta. In 2008, he joined up with his uncle Quavo and his cousin Offset to form Migos.
Cry me a river, give you a tissue. It's bad and bougie.
Hits like Bad and Bougie catapulted them into the spotlight.
This is incredible.
The song going mainstream after Atlanta actor and creator Donald Glover thanked the trio at the 2017 Golden Globes.
And I really want to thank the Migos, not for being in the show, but for making Bad and Bougie. Like, that's the best song ever.
And the group solidified their place in pop culture, wearing sequined Versace suits at the Met Gala. With Quavo the unofficial frontman of the group, and Offset making headlines with his marriage to Cardi B, TakeOff was known as the quiet one.
He was just really kind of laid back. He was really more into his art, more into his craft, more into his music.
And here's another thing, guys. Like, when you're the quiet one, when you know that you're a quiet person, there's a way that you have to move, right? You can't be moved, like, you can't move around a bunch of people that are loud. Now, am I saying that you can't have friends that are loud, or, you know, friends that, you know, make a lot of noise when they go out? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you go out into these spots and you know that, you know, your friends are a little rowdy, you can't just be up there front and center, just you know, sitting back chilling, bro, because you never know what can happen. A lion doesn't bring a bird that squawks all the time to a hunt. You know what I'm saying? When a lion is out hunting for a gazelle, it doesn't have a bird squawk, squawk, squawk right behind it 24/7, bro, because that's going to mess up the hunt. When you're out in public as, you know, a chill person, someone that's just trying to lay back in the cut. Me personally, man, I'm not bringing somebody that likes to talk, you know, a bunch, or somebody that draws a bunch of attention to them when we go out, because I just want to be back chilling. But that's just me. Let's keep going.
Music, creating, writing songs, and just putting together projects and getting things done.
Legendary DJ Greg Street has been covering the Atlanta hip-hop music scene since 1995.
Atlanta's a melting pot of talent, from hip-hop, R&B, producers, songwriters, executives, different people from all aspects of the music business.
Migos stopped by a station V103 in early 2018. TakeOff seen here on the right.
Since they were so young, you gotta remember, they came out in like 2008, 2009. They was 17, 18 years old when they were becoming one of the biggest groups in the country. So when you listen to Migos projects, you can hear his influence throughout the whole project. It wasn't just, he was just featured on a song.
Right here on Hot 97 and Megan Wright, they single-handedly changed hip-hop. Their flow, the triplet flow, which is, you know, some people will refer to it as the Migos flow. They weren't the first to do it, but they made it their own. It's been a really, really rough, 2 days in hip-hop. Of course, rest in peace to TakeOff as we continue to honor his life through music.
Here in New York City, Hot 97 radio host Megan Wright is taking calls from fans still in shock.
Hi, my name is Sarah. How are you?
Hi, where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you from New Jersey.
Somebody passes away and we just post them and we kind of like move on. And also if whether or not we're being desensitized by, all of these killings.
Yeah, we're definitely being desensitized. I mean, like that dude said earlier, he's like, yeah, I'm sure we'll be back here for another one. Like, bro, this shouldn't be normal. But, as time progresses, it seems like things are getting a little bit more dangerous. Just in general, out in the community, you got school shooters, a lot of people, just doing a bunch of crazy stuff. It's not only the black community doing this, of course, but, it seems like it's only the black community really killing other members of the black community, which, just sucks. And it sucks that, again, it's starting to become a norm or a trend.
We are definitely become numb to all these killings. We need time to reflect. We need time to be still. We need time to care for each other.
We're taking your calls, 800.
Fans wondering why hip-hop is going through such a huge loss, yet again.
We're losing everybody, and it's like constant, and it's traumatizing.
The news hits even harder for Megan, who has been a DJ in the hip-hop community for over a decade. Her friend breaking the news to her early yesterday morning.
I was sleeping. My phone starts ringing like crazy. I'm like, hello, is everything okay? And she's crying. And she's like, TakeOff was murdered. And it took a second to settle. And then I had to sit back and be like, wait, another one? Like, what's going on?
That feeling of exhaustion and frustration, all that's really left in the wake of another shooting, has everyone asking, why?
It's like a double-edged sword, right? There are people being targeted. There are artists being targeted. So then you want to protect yourself. People having access to these guns leads to death.
Why does it feel like we're hearing about violence in hip-hop more than ever?
Oh, because rappers are vulnerable. I mean, you hear about this all the time.
And see, this is why we continue to lose. Because we're listing all the wrong reasons. Like I said, the music that the black community promotes and what we promote in our community is the reason why black people are getting killed. Black entertainers are getting killed. We promote violence. We promote all this extra stuff. It's not because people necessarily have guns. Because if we promoted something else, people could have guns and they wouldn't be first to shoot. Rap wasn't always like this. There was a time when rap was more about having fun, being outside, maybe, kissing a girl, something along those lines. Rap has now morphed into a perverse version of rap. And yeah, there are still some songs today that I listen to that have came out recently, from like Future, and other artists like, Joey Badass, and, I can name a couple of like Kendrick Lamar. But I'm not, heavily into this new rap. I have a primarily like old songs, but beyond that, I actually listen to a lot of video game music. But I'm not gonna make this about me. But yeah, what we promote is what we get, and people want to say, rappers are vulnerable, and why is this happening? I mean, we could try every other strategy in the book, but until we address the source, nothing's going to change.
It doesn't matter where they go or where they're at. And then I think Cardi B said it the best. We don't post or advertise on Instagram where we're going to be.
As police continue to investigate Takeoff's murder, a clear picture is emerging about the kind of person he was.
Based on what people say about him, he's well respected, non-violent. I would not expect him to be involved.
When is enough enough? When is the senseless violence going to stop? When are we going to learn to have an adult conversation about our differences and try to figure it out? Why does it always have to result to gunplay?
What do you think Takeoff's legacy will be?
Part of one of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time. I do feel like that they will go down as one of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time, for sure.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos.
Yeah, whatever, bro. But yeah, guys, just let me know what you guys think. Once again, it's sad that this had to happen, and I really just hope that the black community can kind of just come together and really just brainstorm and actually think about actual solutions. Because what happens is, we look at something like this happen, and then a week later it's over, and it's like, well, what's gonna happen next? And we're just susceptible to the next killing instead of actually trying to do something about it. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts and comments below. Love you guys. Peace.